Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, welcome. My name is Monica, and in today's video, I'm going to show some booktubers some love. Okay guys, so Becs from Becs Reads messaged me over on Instagram, and everybody I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to apologize in advance if you're going to get all these notifications. This is a tag video where we are going to show some love since it's Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. And I hope you are going to have a wonderful day of love because, I mean, we're all romance readers, right? Right? Anyway, she had this really great idea to show some love to booktubers who have 5,000 or less followers. So she gave me some questions and some rules to go with these questions. So the rule is I can only have up to 2 booktubers that I can match to each question, okay? And each booktuber has to have 5,000 or under followers, okay? With the exception of the last one, I sort of cheated and tagged more than 2. But the other rule was only 2 booktubers per question. There's 10 questions. So let's just get into the questions. The first one is, which booktubers have the best filming background? I would have to say I love Nicki from Nicki and Bookland's background, as well as Kerry from Booked Road with Romance. She, for a while, she had, which one was it? A Matter of Temptation in a Cage. And I cracked up over that. I thought that was the greatest thing in the world. I don't know why. It just made me laugh. But Nicki's so aesthetic and it's just so pleasing to the eye. And it's so minimalist, I want to say, but yet it's so bookish. And then she has that Nicki and Bookland little plaque that I know Sam from Sam's Reads a Little, and I think Cheyenne from That Tall Book Girl and McKay from Oh Hey It's McKay, they all have that little one, that plaque, and I think it's great that they all have that. But it's like, it's beautifully displayed there, but yet it's not ostentatious. I love it. But then you have Kerry, has all her fantasy and all her romance, but then she has A Matter of Temptation in a Cage, which honestly, I've looked at that cage and I was like, I wonder if she's ever going to change that out and put something else in that cage. I wonder what Stacey Reed did to make her put A Matter of Temptation into that cage. It made me laugh. I loved it. Question 2 was, which booktubers has the best editing? I'm not very good at looking at the editing, honestly, so I felt like that Kelly from Kelly Reynolds Reads I felt like her videos were pretty well edited, as well as Rachel from Rachel Reads and Sings. I haven't seen anything that I felt like both were really well edited. So but I don't really look for editing. But I watch them all the time. Even if I'm not commenting, I'm always liking, but sometimes I just don't comment. But I'm always watching, so not to sound like a creep or anything, but yeah. Anyway, Anyway, moving on. Question 3. Which booktubers has the coolest intros? B from Mama Reads Romance. Her little skits they crack me up. They're funny. I mean, they're just great. I love how she just gets it. The one that made me laugh the most when she's talking about audiobooks and how she has to learn how to write the names of her Valentines. I was like, oh yeah, I get it. And then Baron from the Book Baron, when she goes, I'm the Book Baron, and then it's like a golf ball swing. I was like, it makes me smile. It really does every time. Number 4 is booktubers with the best recommendations. Christi from Christi Reads a Lot. I'm always going to Christi for recommendations, and Morgan from Nothing Better Than a Book. I always look for her recommendations. For a while, she was doing weekly, and I know she hasn't done this in a while for understandable reasons. You need to check out her reasoning, and I will, again, she's tagged below, so if you haven't checked out her videos, you really should. But she, for a while, she was doing weekly, what's coming out, what books are coming out weekly, and so I would actually go there and be like, ooh, is this something that I would want to read? So definitely for number 4 is Christi and Morgan all the way. Number 5, which booktubers are currently at the top of my watch feed? Okay, so I have to amend this one. It's everybody that I'm talking about, okay? Everybody I'm talking about. I can't just limit it to these 2, but I'm gonna add these 2 on there. But it's everybody I'm talking about, I have talked about now, okay? Previously, and everybody I'm talking about later on. Plus Zay from Witty Reads. I always watch her videos. She's killing it so far. She's doing a fantastic job. She started on Instagram and she killed it on Instagram. I love her insight on books. And Laura from Laura's Bookish Life. She sits down, she has her dogs, and she just talks about all the books. She talks about her resets. She talks about everything in her life. And she talks about fantasy, she talks about romance, she talks about whatever. And I just sit there and I just listen to her talk, and she does a great job. I love watching her videos. And I feel like she's underrated. So, number 6 is which booktubers that make the best vlogs? Tiff from Tiff Talks Pages. She has this whole thing, like she brings in her friends, she brings in her city. She lives in Las Vegas, so she brings in Las Vegas. She talks about her favorite books, and when she talks about her favorite books, she's very animated. You can tell that she's very passionate about the books that she reads. I love her to pieces. Like her love and the way she feels about things just bleed through the camera, and you can feel it, and I just love her for it. And Jackie from First Lady Reads. I've been with her for a while now. She doesn't hold back. When she does not like something, she will tell you, and she does not like something. I honestly respect her opinion. I think it's great. I love that she will be brutally honest. I love that she feels comfortable in her skin, and that she's like, I don't care. I'm here to talk about books, and this is what I'm going to do. And that's just it. And she can pick apart a book like nobody's business. Like, I cannot pick apart books like the way she can. Like, she can deep dive into a book and explain the hows, the whys, and she can just analyze those books. Like, she's so good at it. And so when she's vlogging, I love it. Question 7. Which booktubers has the best thumbnails? I have to give it to 2 people. Victoria from Victoria's Romance Reads, because of this one. Oh, I love that. When I saw her do this one, it was so good. I was impressed. Victoria, I was impressed with this. It's like, how does she do that? Like, I'm impressed with this one. So I had to give it to her. And then I also have to give it to Elle from Read Over Heels. Her thumbnails are very aesthetic, they're very consistent, and they're very much her. She seems very bubbly and very kind, and they're just all very, they have the same aesthetic, and I just love it. And when I'm clicking on her videos, and the same thing goes for Victoria. When I'm clicking on her videos, I know what I'm getting by the thumbnails, okay? And if I could add, like, give another person this, it would also be Christi, and it would also be B, because they both are killing it as well. But because the rules state I can't nominate, I can't say that, so we're gonna pretend I didn't say that, those 2, because they're also killing it. Same with Tiff, she's also killing it. Like, all these booktubers, I could give a lot of these booktubers I could nominate a lot of these booktubers, the same thing. Even Rachel from Rachel Reads and Sings, her thumbnails are killing it as well. So again, I can't say that. So I had to go with the two that just stood out the most to me, and it has to be Victoria and Elle. All right, number 8. Name 2 booktubers that I've discovered most recently. And I hope I'm saying this correctly. Affie reads books. She primarily reads historical romances. I've been watching her videos. She's doing really well. She has like 79 followers right now. And she's brand new onto the scene, okay? But she loves historical romances. And I think she's starting in her Lorraine Heath era, okay? We love Lorraine Heath around here. So she's given some really good insights on different historical romances. And I feel like she needs more love. And then Jo from Not So Average Jo. She reads a lot more fantasy than I do, but oh my Southern goodness, is she a Southern girl. I smile and giggle at some of the things she says, and she doesn't love her. And again, her background is gorgeous, okay? I'm not gonna lie. Her, again, if I could add more to these questions, I totally would. So I don't feel like it was fair that I had to limit. But I love her. She's bubbly in a way that's bubbly but not bubbly. I can't pinpoint her, okay? I loved her insights on things. For one of the funniest things that she's ever done on her videos, and this is what made me love her. She would go back and look at her book hauls, and she would criticize all the books that she got from her book hauls years ago. She's like, and she'd be like, do I still have that book? Did I actually read that book? No, ma'am, I did not. And I'm just like, and I was like, oh yes. And she was holding herself accountable. And I love the way she talks about the books. She's just so great. Again, I could have talked about multiple booktubers in this question. Number 9, which booktubers who make me laugh? Like, you see the problem? There's a few. But I had to narrow it down to 2, and it was April from Happily Ever April. Again, I love her recommendations. If I want something weird and grotesque and awesome and historical and fantasy and weird and grotesque and unhinged, you see what I did there, April? As well as piratey. Listen, there was this one live that she was part of, and they were talking about stuffing a turkey, and I was laughing so hard because I walked in at the worst possible time, and I know that they were talking about a erotic novella. I mean, again, if I ever want anything that's weird or unhinged and that's going to be a really great time, I'm going to go and I get it from April, and she makes me laugh. I love her to pieces. I will always follow her. She's fantastic. And then Melissa from Book Bar Melissa. I just love her. I love her insights. She just rambles. And rambles. And I don't think she mean to do it, but she makes me laugh. She makes me giggle. The way she talks about books, it makes me giggle. I'm not gonna lie. She's genuine, and I just love it. And I love her channel, and I wish more people would go and find her and look at her channel and watch her videos. I'm always watching her videos. Okay, so moving on to number 10 is tag some booktubers to share this love. Okay, so there are a few that I do watch, okay? And they could have been in any of these categories. Tara Talks Books. I would take recommendations from her, the way she talks about books. And then there's Johanna from My Cozy Book Space. I would recommend her for her vlogs. She's killing it on her vlogs. She just did a Serpentine Valentine vlog that came out a couple of days ago, and it was just so good. I loved it. It was just between her and Sam from Books with Samantha convinced me to read. Well, I was going to read Johanna Darling anyway, but it just made the book go up higher on a higher priority for my on my TBR, because I didn't know I was going to read it as soon as I was going to put it lower on my TBR, but because I'm not the biggest dark academia person, but killed it. So absolutely. And another person I actually will always take recommendations from is Liezl from Liezl Loves Books. I always watch her videos. She is fantastic. She's a fantastic human being. She needs more love. And the one thing she always asks when there's a author interview, if they would ever write a character with a physical disability, someone who has cerebral palsy. And if you didn't know, Liezl has cerebral palsy, and I understand why. I always look for characters who have own voices. I always look for characters who, if they're going to write those characters, I understand her. I understand why she always asks that, and I'm always hoping one day a author will say, yes, I do intend on writing a character with cerebral palsy. I hope one day someone will say yes to her, because I really feel like they should, and use her as a sensitivity reader, because she knows a thing or two. And of course I have to add Becs from Becs Reads. She reads a lot of fantasy and romance and middle grade. I love that her videos and the content and the theme of her videos is very theatrical, in that she does have some really, really good recommendations. Her thumbnails are killing it. Again, I could add more and more to this video, but I'm going to cut it off here. Anyway, if you'd like to do this video, please consider yourself tagged, because this was a lot of fun. It actually made me think of people and really analyze who I'm watching. I love this community. I love the fact that we support each other and that we're all kind to each other. Let me know down below if there's someone that I am missing out on, because I would like to continue to support our community. And if you want to let me know that you've been here but you don't want to comment on anything, please leave me this emoji. And until next time, my friends, happy reading. Bye.